All right, this video I'm going to show you how the data mapping exercise is done in accordance with compliance in New Zealand. So what we have here is a custom portal, and then we have a validation layer, a case management system which processes the payments engine, and then everything goes out to a general ledger. So that is the scope of the project. We just finished off, and then this validation layer I'm going to take you through what are the data classification, encryption, and all these business rules, and how we logged everything onto a data mapping table. So first of all, first things first, I classified the data according to sensitive levels, according to NZ Privacy Act, agency data handling standards that were highlighted by this customer. So for examples, there were like personally identified information, which is like high risk information, which is known as P2s, financial data, sensitive attributes of that customer, and internal case notes for internal stakeholders. So I must tell you that this is not just a data mapping table. This is mapping plus compliance plus security all in one table. So this is something that we did, and we found that this is effective for most of the stakeholders looking into this project. So as a part of this analysis, I mapped all the source fields over to classify this data, uh, put all the business rules, what are the transformations, target systems, and what are the control mechanisms to get there. So as you can see, the data mapping table actually highlights the risk and what is the classification for that risk, understand the business rules, what are we transforming based on the source that we are getting, and where does it lead to, and what are the control mechanisms that are in place for that. So this is a snapshot of what we did. For example, if the customer has a national ID, which is highly sensitive P2 data, business rule is to match the identification verification API within that transformation layer, and then encrypted as tokenized before transferring it to an API. So we would have an audit log going on just for the sake of managing the risk there for things like national ID. Then it comes to full name, again a P2 data classification. We have to that is required for the eligibility of the assessment, and then that goes through to CMS for validation, and we have field validation rules there for as control mechanisms. Same thing for the next three things. Income declared, it is financial. We have to have a standardized currency format there. We do a cross-system validation as a control mechanism with the CMS. Eligibility status confidential. It is derived field after rules engine running. So that's the output of the rules engine, which came out as a business rule. So we do a Boolean mapping there in order to process that status, a yes or a no. And depending on that, it flows down to the payment system. So control mechanism is access restricted for that. Only we have access for eligibility status. Bank account number, again another financial sensitive data, must be validated against a New Zealand bank format. So must storage in CMS, which travels back to payment engine and encrypted as requested. So finally, when it comes to the case management system, there's a case ID that is going to be generated. It's a unique identifier, and then that's classified as a UUID generation, which goes to the ledger, and then the control mechanism there is to have a valid traceability matrix going on for all the cases. So as you can see, the data mapping table enhances this mapping exercise with compliance plus security all in one place, so the stakeholders can see this and sign off. Next, I would take you through the error mapping. So for an example, if something fails, what would happen? So for an example, if we take the identity verification at first for verifying the customer ID, the case status will equal pending review because it's not verified yet. It triggers a manual review queue and then log event with the timestamp and generate an audit entry in order to create that visibility for auditing. So this is one of the exercises. I would let me know what you think in the comments below, and then I will put another video coming up next with all the other details that proceeded after this exercise. Thank you for watching.